All right, folks, we are right outside of 6305 Daisy Way on the outskirts of New Braunfels, Texas. And as you can see, this is a newer neighborhood.
Okay, real quick, wanted to show you where 6305 Daisy Way is. And as you can see, it's right off of I-35, off the frontage road there. As you can see, there are several things you can do there right in the area. You have the Animal World and Snake Farm Zoo 4 minutes away. You have Solms Park 3 minutes away. And if you go deeper into New Braunfels, you see Landa Park. That's one of the major attractions there. 51 acres, and it's a 14-minute drive from the property. You have Hinman Island Park. That's 16 minutes. Historic Old Town New Braunfels Outdoor Museum, 14 minutes. Fisher Park, that is a 12-minute drive. And if we head back the other way, we see some attractions here in northeast San Antonio. Comanche Lookout Park, that is about 16 minutes. We also have right here a lot of shopping opportunities. You have the Costco. That Costco is, let's see here, that's not an hour drive. It's about a 16-minute drive. Let's see here. Lost my pen. Okay, that is a 14-minute drive from the property. Downtown San Antonio, Brackenridge Park, that is a 30-minute drive. Hemisphere, let's see, where's Hemisphere at? Hemisphere is a 31-minute drive, so if you're commuting back and forth between that property and downtown, about a 31-minute drive to downtown San Antonio. And additionally, if you happen to need a commute to Austin, you're probably still looking at about an hour here. Let's see here if I can get a pen. It says an hour, but I've been known to make it in about 45 minutes. So a lot of things to do there, not too far outside of San Antonio, looking at this property. Now back to the home tour.
It's not brand new anymore, but it is a newer neighborhood. You're right across the street from the little park there in the neighborhood. It's a single-story home, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, and this is a HUD foreclosure. This is something we're seeing more and more, these HUD foreclosures coming to the market, and they do present a unique opportunity. So I'm going to talk about the opportunities in HUD foreclosures, as well as some other things to think about when looking for a deal in this market.
Hey, pardon the interruption. I did not get into some of the details that I promised in this video, so I wanted to put this in here really quick. But one of the biggest advantages in buying a HUD property is, number one, the home already has an appraisal. Doesn't mean you can't offer less than what they're asking for on a HUD home, but there is already a HUD appraisal available. And if you're buying
that
with
interest
FHA,
rates are still high. They are coming down, but interest rates are still high enough that have buyers on the sidelines still thinking about it.
Boundaries of the
got some high
property
there,
are guaranteed by HUD. So that's
nice,
another
touches here with this
$600 that you're saving.
It's a single
right
story.
there,
I do like the high ceilings, archways there.
The next one is there's a $100 down program available
here.
when you buy HUD properties. If you are utilizing an FHA loan and
looks
you
like
plan
by
to live
a tenant.
in the property.
It looks like they had a tenant
three
here.
quick
And
benefits to
unfortunately,
buying a
the
HUD
former
home, so you want to look out for those.
it
If you,
looks
especially
like,
if you're cash
as far as
strapped.
I can tell,
Otherwise, I
in
do
the
have some more
tax
details
record,
on getting these
they
properties before they end up in the
sold this
hands
house to
of
an investor
HUD
on what's
foreclosure.
called a wraparound mortgage, and I think the investor got in over their heads. They brought some people in that didn't really take care of this house, and unfortunately they lost the house to foreclosure. They didn't make the payments, and unfortunately that means that the former homeowners that sold it to them also have a foreclosure on their record. And really, it didn't hurt the investor, it hurt the owner. So be aware if you're being approached by these investors and they mention doing a wraparound. Oh boy, just run the other way. And there's other things you can do. You can do a short sale. The owner of this property could have offered this home as an assumption. They had a 4.75 interest rate. If you're not familiar with assumptions, I have a lot of videos on my channel right now. The biggest problem facing buyers right now is the higher mortgage payments, and the assumption, especially if you have a significant down payment, you know, 10, 20, 30, $50,000. If you have, you know, a large down payment, especially if it's in the 50K range, 100K range, and you're looking at buying a property, if you're not looking at assumptions, you are leaving money on the table. You are leaving significant value on the table. You could definitely get it done on a house this size with an assumption and save yourself some money. So 4.75 was the interest rate left on the table with this property. They could have got it done at the time they made this wraparound deal. I'm thinking that interest rates were probably around 7.25. So they were high interest rates. So they could have attracted a buyer. A buyer may have been willing to pay all the closing costs, including realtor fees and everything, if they were worried about their equity. And they could have got out of this thing clean, giving somebody a nice low interest rate at 4.75 versus a 7.25 interest rate. So keep that in mind as you're looking at properties. Assumptions, they're out there. Not very many people are advertising assumptions because they don't know about them, or they're unsure about the process. They think it's too complicated, or they think it's going to take too long. That is not the case. Assumptions can close just as fast as a regular transaction, 30, 45 days. And it's great for the buyer. It's great for the seller. Right now, I think that one of the key advantages buyers have with assumptions is that homes aren't moving as fast right now. So something that I suggest to buyers is, especially on VA loans, these VA loans have super low interest rates. And although the VA seller might say, hey, I don't want to give up my rights to the VA benefits that I have, make an offer anyway. If you make an offer, they're going to consider it, and even if they say no up front or initially, chances are they're going to turn around and say yes if it remains to be slow. I have one under contract right now, and we checked with the seller previously, weeks before we went under contract. They said no, they didn't want to do an assumption. I followed up 2 weeks later, and their tune changed, and now I have a buyer with a contract with a 2.37 interest rate, something ridiculous. The seller's VA benefits are going to stay with the property until the buyer sells the property or refinances it down the road, or whatever they do. They're probably not going to end up refinancing if they stay there, but they'd eventually end up selling it, and the seller would get their VA benefits back. So just because they say they're not interested in doing an assumption or giving up their VA benefits, don't take that as gospel. Write the offer up anyway, send them the offer, and let them consider it, because they might change their mind if they're not getting any bites on a traditional sale or finding another veteran to assume that loan. Now this home really doesn't need a whole lot. It does feel like it has a forward lean to it. I think this house leans to the front, to the street, but I think it's within tolerance, and I don't see any shifting cracks in this house whatsoever. I've got the granite countertops there, so it does have nice updates as far as the kitchen, cabinets, the ceilings. Nothing you can do about ceilings after the fact, but it has high ceilings in this property. This one's listed at $235. It's 4 bedrooms. It does have a pet odor smell in this property. The only thing you can do with that, especially if it's got underneath this flooring, is you're gonna have to redo the flooring. Unfortunately, I would start with all the carpet, take all the carpet out, see where that takes it. If that doesn't take the smell out after addressing that area, it may be that the pet odor is penetrated between these planks here. But it's really close to being a move-in ready property. Check out the backyard. Now you got a heck of a steep drop off here. I've seen this a couple times in this neighborhood, and but it is a big backyard. Got a lot of space here on the side. The brick is 3 sides brick. There's I-35 right out there. So it's just really, it's about 20 minutes to the outskirts of San Antonio from here. And then if you're commuting back and forth to Austin or San Antonio, not a bad drive at all. Now, if you have questions about assumptions, just drop me a message in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer it. I try to get to every comment that I can, and you can private message me depending on what platform this is on when you're watching the video. But hope you guys found this video informative, and I'll see you on the next one.